Hey, welcome back to another Blastroid Satisfactory video. Today I wanted to kind of show you what I've been working on. I kind of restarted an entire game away from my mega base. No more main bus design, kind of building small factories everywhere. But the main point of this video is to kind of give you the tutorial on how I'm doing my storage system on this one and how to build one. So I kind of brought my engineer guy out here. He's got his hard hat on. He's going to help kind of show around a little bit of the base. But more of the tutorial on how to build the storage area itself. I'll go ahead and show you some pictures of the base real quick here. And later on we'll actually have the tutorial, or not a tutorial, other videos released when I'm ready to release the save file for this base here. But let me go ahead and show you here. This is the main storage system. As you can see, it goes 360 degrees around the base itself. Now no factories are actually in this base other than biofuel, which I can show you that here in just a second. But each one of these little compartments, 3x1 compartments, are a storage bin containing an item. Let me go ahead and hop down and I'll show you some of these items. As you can see here, I did build in the air, kind of a pyramid design with a sky base kind of hitting every single biome. The main base design here is north, south, west, east type design. Now, I'm not saying this is how you need to use or play the game or anything like that, or how to use the storage bins. The storage bins can be used in any situation, but I'll show you how I used them and how to build them precisely, and you'll see exactly how easy it is and how cool looking they are. Alright, so right here, as you can see, we have a 3x1 container that holds an item. It has belts that displays the item very simply. You can walk up to the item or the bin and pick up the item that you need. So very simple structure there. Now it's actually being fed from underneath. Just to prove that, I'm going to go over here behind the thing, and you can see there's nothing here. So everything is using the conveyor lifts underneath. It's a double tall MK2 storage is what it used to be called. And you can even see I used MK1 belts when using the belts. And the reason for that is the shallower items. Let me go ahead and find one of these. For example, this iron plate. If you used an MK2 or 3 or 4, especially a 4, you could not even see the item standing over here. Just nothing. Now with this little dip right here, even on MK4 you can see the item, but it's really good to use MK1 belt. The belt that connects here does not impact the loading of the bin itself. It's just for visual, and if you don't fill up the bin, you'll actually see this animate 100% of the time going around 360. So go ahead and use the MK1 belt. Trust me, it looks a lot better and it does not slow things down because you're actually loading from underneath here I'm using MK4 right now to load into it. All this MK1 is for a visual. Alright. Go ahead and I'm going to show you around the base really quick before we actually build one of these. You can see here kind of a pyramid design. You can walk up there, get a good view of all the biomes and everything. I do have a racetrack again, like my other mega base, so easy to traverse around the base. And all the corners are self-turning, meaning you don't get stuck. It automatically pushes you around. Here we have our hub system with a little bit of kinetic animation going around with the parachutes. Cool thing is about these, you actually can't see the belt, so they're underneath here, and it kind of obscures it. I think it's a pretty cool effect. Works for me. And as I said, all the storage bins go around 360 degrees on the base. There's 36 storage bins, and I don't have them all filled. I'm still working on this build right now, but I've got about 2 sides of it filled right now. I'm kind of doing north, south, west, east on their own. Alright, see what else I can show you here. We'll go into the pyramid. And I created a moon portal. The moon portal, or moon door, I guess. Game of Thrones reference for me. Decided to have it so I can throw all the bad people through that hole. I've already got the wired apparatus for the space elevator. Not that we ever need that, but it's going into the basement there, so I could load that up if needed. I've got a couple of bins here where you can throw wood, leaves, or flowers into it, and the wood and leaves will make biofuel, and the flowers will make the color canisters for the color gun. It automatically goes to the storage items on the side. So it goes to the basement, has a little tiny factory for those. That's the only factory I have on the base is for this right here. But you can throw it in either one, and it will automatically appear in your store slots later on. A few places to build, some storage areas. You can see the space elevator up there. So, alright, let's go ahead and walk around here. Where's my east side? I'll show the east side since I've got everything filled out already there. Plenty of walking paths over the race cart there. Anytime you see a stutter, that is my save lag. I'm up to 70 megs on the save right now. Not as bad as my last save, which is 150 megs. So as you can see here on the east side, I have 9 items coming in. Each side has 9 items, and you don't go more than 9, and I'll show you why. One, they don't fit if you go more than 9. And I try to reduce the spaghetti, because if I had more than 9 items and I only have 9 items per side, I would have to run the items way to the other side and things like that. So I try to keep it down to 9. Kind of have to plan ahead with this design. Like I said, you don't have to copy this design. This has nothing to do with the bays, the storage bays themselves. This is how I did it. So I have them all splitting up, going into the storage bays upstairs, and we're about to build one of those. So, few other things here of interest. This is the green room I talked about, the only factory on the premise to create that biofuel. I also created a little area down here of all the machines, or most of the machines, even the oil refiner. That's the reason I had to sink this down a little bit, because it make it fit. This allows you to come up to machine, let's say I want to research gunpowder, and I can see what items it needs per minute, the production per minute. So I don't have to be on site doing my math. A lot of times I'll plop one of these down in front of me, start doing my math. So it's a nice little work area, so I can come out and figure out all my ratios before I go out into the field. I do have a couple of stair things going up. I hate using those. I prefer going to the outside, walking up. Only other thing to show you before we get to the tutorial, I do have a little garage here. Just kind of playing around with decorations. You can see I'm actually working on this Explorer vehicle right now. I've got its parts out here. Got the computer set up so I can monitor its vitals. Got a gasoline and oil everywhere. A few parts here. Workbenches. Got an engine over here, taking out other vehicles. I have no clue what that thing, fancy radio I guess. A few other parts up here. So, fun little garage. I just got bored playing around. Got a few windows you can peek in, see the car on the left. Alright, let's get to what the video is all about, and it's actually building one of these storage bays from scratch. So I'm going to go up top here, and we are going to work up there. I started this game at, I think, 115 frames a second. I'm down to about 39 frames a second. Still playable, but you can tell as you build, this game gets worse and worse. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start a 3x1 area. I'm basically going to cut out 3 areas, 3x1. We're going to worry about the basement later on. I'm going to use a small square to kind of just build a floor here. Still 3x1. I'm going to use a industrial storage container. And I'm missing steel pipe. Uh-oh. Not prepared for my own video, look at that. Not a problem, I can get steel pipe from, I believe, the north side. Let me grab that real quick. I haven't memorized all the item placements yet, but I get close. Alright, so we got some pipe back over there. I did try to prepare myself, I just totally forgot about the pipe. Alright, let's try that again. Industrial storage. I like to work with the input on the left side and the output on the right side. It doesn't really matter. Get close to the wall as possible and then move forward so it's as close to the wall as possible without turning red. And then you kind of center it up. You can see those black lines on the free grid. So you just place it there. You have a little bit of room to work with, and we're actually going to use that here in a second. Next we'll go with a conveyor pole. And on this side, you're going to kind of go one away from the wall and dead center. You're going to lift that up twice. You're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So it's one away from the wall, up twice, and it's centered. And the last one is going to be down here. You can actually see the green line centers it for you. So it's closest to the wall here, or actually not close, but one there. One up this time. That way we can get our kind of V shape. Next we're going to get our level 1 conveyor belt. We're going to go on the top output, connect it here to our V, here again. We're going to go on this side of it, and then we're going to go inside like that. Remember, this is only for visual. We're going to be loading from down here, but as the items are in here, go ahead and throw some items in there. Here they come. And it's really slow too. I mean, just for visual, it's easier to see what item it is without it just whipping by 90 miles per hour. So, like I said, I don't have this bin filled, so this will complete its circuit and continue on. So you'll always have this animation until you fill the bin up. The other thing is, if you're looking at this, you might see the numbers get smaller and larger as it's loading, because it's kind of playing with the output a little bit, but it's loading at your maximum belt speed that you're going to use down here. Alright, so once you're done that, you can go ahead and delete this pole here, because we need to get clearance for the entrance here. I usually just go ahead and delete the other pole, even though it's not necessary. I like to keep it uniform. And then you're also going to delete the floor that we've created here. That way we can access the basement here, per se. Now your basement doesn't have to be this far down. Mine is pretty far down, but as long as you can load it into there, you're fine. Alright, we're not done yet. A couple other things I like to do. Let's get our floor here, our walkway crossing. And you're going to put one here, and then you're going to do a half a step. You see it's not going to let me do a full thing, but you can get in between, so you're actually overlapping half of this part here. You're going to do the same thing on this side, overlap. Alright, go ahead and do your corners. Overlap again, and overlap again. What this does is prevent any user from falling down here to your death. Now once we put the walls up and the other things up, it's going to prevent anybody from ever getting down here, but those are a necessity for the big falls. So we'll go ahead and do our walls next. So we'll grab our normal wall. Now you can choose which side you want. You make them uniform. I'm just, for this tutorial, just going to choose whatever it allows me to use. The 3 walls here. You can have this open if you want, or you can use a wall. I prefer a wall because you're not going to see them anyway. But if you have them out in the open and you can walk all the way around it, what I would actually use is one of these. That way you can get to it from this side too. And then I actually use those on the front. Go ahead and put one on the side here. Alright, that way you can walk straight up to it, open the bin, or you can grab directly from the belt if you only want a couple of items. far as decorations on top, we'll go ahead, I prefer, and it's hard to build, I usually have to start there, go here, then delete these two. Okay, we'll go ahead and add a couple more small blocks, another top block, and then a little triangle piece to kind of finish it off. This is your discretion. This has nothing to do with the build whatsoever. This is the way I like to look at them. You can see they're all done that way. But that's it for the top part. Now we'll go to the bottom and I'll show you how that looks. Find the hole that we created. Getting nighttime here. I do have a few more entrances there, as you can see, but alright. I'm pretty close to my garage. Alright, so you can see this is our input here that we need to load. So you got to figure out which square you're on. So I'm actually standing on the square right underneath it. And what you're going to do is you're going to do the opposite side of the entrance. So this is the opposite side of the square. Go ahead and grab our MK4 conveyor lift. So as for the bottom part, it depends on which way you have your items coming in. So for my example, I'm going to pretend they're coming in this way. What you're going to do from the black line, let me go ahead and situate it right on the black line. I'm going to go 1, 2 is the count. I click and I go straight up. Make sure you turn the top piece so it faces towards the input. You're going to go all the way up till it turns red. There it goes. And then you're going to come down 1. That's it. Go ahead and put our belt on that and then go into our bin. And you can see it's a even, parallel, straight shot. And there you go. So now all we do is load items into this conveyor lift that goes up, starts filling up our bin, displays our items on our MK1 belt so they're easy to see, and you can rinse and repeat. Now what you can do is you can skip one and go into the next 3, or you can actually have them side by side. Or you don't have to have them side by side or skip. You can come over here and make them all wide, 3 by 1, 3 by 1, 3 by 1. Doesn't really matter. If you just want to use only one bin, you can do that. If you want to build what I just built here and do 36 separate bins for different items, you can do it that way. But hopefully you like that design, and we'll come back with more tutorials, tips, tricks, and once I finish this base design, I will offer the save up, so stay tuned on my YouTube channel for that. Have a great day.